What sequence of events in life led you to where you are now? Mostly just drifting like a jellyfish. Also I say yes a lot. Now I own my own business that is doing pretty good. It's a restaurant though, so I'm fat now. Now I drift like a manatee. My parents signed the permission slip to play the violin when I was in 4th grade. Now I'm almost 30 and a professional musician. Procrastinating so hard all the way to this point and I'm now working at Walmart. Edit. I'm currently attempting to attend college. It's a start but it's something. Edit 2. Thanks for all the inspirational advice and stuff guys. I will definitely attempt to better myself later. Parents left their teenagers in Poland and went to Munich to party. Had unprotected sex. Was born. 2 years later mom was helping friend fill out visa lottery in English. Filled one out for shits and giggles. Ended up winning. Moved to USA. Mom was emotionally unstable and controlling. Resulted in me being artistic and a computer geek. Made it a life goal to move out at 18 and become happy. Moved to Los Angeles at 18. Still in Los Angeles. Happy. Exactly where I wanted to be at 22. I thank alcohol for my creation. And the lottery for America. Spent a whole year unemployed and out of school. Now I have 2 jobs and I am a full-time student because who needs sleep, right? A 5-year relationship ended and decided that there was nothing left for me on the East Coast. Moved to Denver 10 months ago. My best friend followed a few months after that. And it's been the best decision I've made in a long time. And I mean, legally smoking weed is pretty f***ing cool too. Well, I opened a NSFWRWTF Reddit link thinking it was an AskReddit thread. Upon seeing a naked woman on all fours with a toilet scrubber up her ass whilst simultaneously licking the inside of a toilet bowl, I realized I made the gravest of mistakes. After reading its thread I realized others too made the same mistake and for some reason decided to make an actual AskReddit thread with the same title question. So here I am. Very religious parents. Wild times. Alcoholism. Eloping. Working on sobriety. And a 1-year anniversary next month. Turned down football scholarships since my heart wasn't in it anymore. Got accepted to my dream school. Financial aid ended up being short. No longer able to afford my school I chose. Thought about the Air Force. Loved my then girlfriend too much and decided to stay and work for the family business for a year. She broke my heart 2 months ago. Dove back into lifting to clear my mind. 30 pounds lighter as of right now. Going to community college as of right now. Plan to transfer next semester. I'm doing good. Close bracket. Born. Separated from my classes all throughout elementary for being the quiet kid. Developed social anxiety from always being separated from my mates. High school loner. Life mentor second dad dies in Iraq. Best friend is deported. Lived in a rural part of Mexico for a while so I wouldn't become insane. Moved back to the USA and everyone I see is looking down at their phones and on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. All f***ing day giving me no desire to get to know them. Now I'm increasingly becoming antisocial and realizing how fake most people are. Born. School. More school. Then even more school. Debt. 3 jobs. Move into own apartment. Laid off. Back to school. More debt. Became a nurse. Work and more work and yet. Still. Debt. Hoping I win the lottery soon. Last year. I pulled up to a drive-through window that I had just drove off from. Cashier. What happened? Double quote. Me. Well, the best I've been able to put together is that the shortcomings of my early 20s and the string of bad decisions that followed have resulted in my current lot in life. Double quote. Cashier. Dot. Double quote. Me. Dot. You forgot my straw. Double quote. My parents were on vacation in Greece. They didn't have a lot of money back then so they had to find cheap ways to entertain themselves. Some 9 months later I was blinded by light and some moron slapped my ass. Worked for my dad's company over high school summers. Absolutely hated it. Realized if I didn't get a degree, I'd end up working owning it and hating my life forever. Went to university for an engineering degree. Worked hard. And I'm writing this from my desk at the engineering internship I got in April. Before I return for my senior year next September. Looks like I'm on track to be a computer hardware engineer. And do what I love. Tinker with electronics. And not take over the family business. Suck it, Dad. But not really. Cause you're a great guy and we're a fantastic father. And work harder than anyone I know. I just hate your line of work. Found my way onto this site called Reddit one day. Life didn't exist before that. Bullying in middle school led to choosing to be mute. This led to me being a social outcast in high school. Then someone exploits my insecurities to sexually abuse me, leading into a severe social anxiety for years. Drop out of high school. Slowly recover over a few years until I'm brave enough to get and go to college. Make wonderful friends that support me and help me find confidence again. With new confidence. Meet an incredible girl who is now my lesbian lover mistress. I'm pretty happy with my life currently. Got up. Cracked one off. Went to work. Came home. Ate dinner. Watched The Big Bang Theory. Switched on iPad. Clicked pic of bird with toilet brush up her ass. Found link to this. Came here and typed this. Might crack one off later too. I tried to kill myself after a 4-month period in which my roommate committed suicide. My girlfriend dumped me in the most humiliating way possible. My parents got a divorce. The house I was living in burned to the ground with all my belongings. And I flunked out of college. I was so sad that I couldn't even finish the job. I eventually got my shit together. Finished school. Met a girl. Got engaged. Moved to Atlanta and now I work for one of the fastest growing hedge funds in the country. I have great friends and a fantastic second family. My parents are both much happier apart and see each other all the time now. And the most beautiful 9-month-old niece who is the best thing to ever happen to me. Who I never would have met if it had gone the way it was going. Life is great now. If you don't know where you're going, you'll probably end up somewhere else. Double quote. Well, when I was in elementary school I joined a karate class and stuck with it till 8th grade. I ended up making a friend who introduced me to another guy who I became friends with. And that guy introduced me to another guy that became my friend. And he introduced me to my current best friends. The ironic part is that I'm not really friends with the first 2 friends anymore. Went to private school grades K-10. Transferred public this year and was extremely lucky to have made friends the summer beforehand. Parents divorced. Mom remarries. Brother attempts suicide. Sister runs off with 43-year-old man. Parents divorce again. I go to tech school. I actually have no idea. Seriously, like I have no idea how I became the person I am today. It was all magic. 6-year-old me gets taught double-digit addition and subtraction by mom. Get 800 on SAT math. Get accepted by military academy. Moved to Colorado. Have heartbroken many times. Moved to Mississippi. Heartbroken again. Moved to Alaska. Have heart made whole. My mom died of rare type of cancer when I was 19 and in college. My grades dropped. Started drinking a lot and I graduated a semester late. I started waitressing and making a lot of money but was partying all the time. Soon after, I moved in with an abusive boyfriend and after months of trying was finally able to break free from him. After that I partying too much and screwed around for another year or 2. By 26 decided to go back to school. Which was a long process. Got myself into graduate school. And now I am more than halfway through my degree and I will be a licensed therapist in a little over a year. I'm 28. Forgot to get letters of rec until after the applications were due. So I decided to live at home for a year and work. The next winter came around. And I waited too late to get my letters of recon until after UConn's law school stopped accepting apps. By that time I had started dating a girl. A local law school accepted applications a bit later. So I got my application in on time. Got a good scholarship. Now I'm married and in my last year. Waiting for my last class of the week to end so I can go see Gone Girl. One unknown moment. 21 years ago. One cell divided. Then divided again. And again. And again. My immune system failed to notice that cell. And slowly. Year after year. Deep in the dark recesses of my intestines. That small mass continued to multiply. 15 years later. A splash of bright blood would finally make the presence of those cells known. And today. 6.5 years after that bright red splash changed my life. I sit here and write these words. Tumors wrapped around my heart. Laced throughout my liver. My pancreas. Hidden deep in lymph nodes. Abdomen. Shoulder and neck. I write these words and I marvel. At how a few cells blossomed. At how such a small error. A cell dividing. Again and again. Will end so soon now. So soon, with me laying on a hospital bed. Looking at my children's faces through a haze of morphine and tears. Cursing this fierce, unrelenting biology. Got married at 21 to a Japanese guy while in college in the US. Left the guy due to domestic violence and he left the country because his visa long expired. Meet my current husband through friend of friend during my separation. Got married and had a beautiful daughter. Live in Philadelphia most of my teenage life. Play basketball with bros all the time. Get in a gang fight and forced to live with my uncle and aunt. Rich as FCK. Lot of money. Live in California like F King royalty. Sit on my throne as the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Friend hey. Download Dota 2. Double quote. Me okay. What's it about? Double quote. Medically disqualified for color blindness from entering the military. Went to school afterwards. Received my bachelor's. Tried entering the OCS program that way. Also medically disqualified from that. Went back to school to get my master's in criminology to get a police job so I could work my way into the FBI. Medically disqualified from that because of color blindness. Now I drive a forklift and hate my life. Had a daughter with disabilities. Now I'm a civil rights advocate for people with disabilities and do some legal assistant work on ADA and other disability cases. Mostly I'm poor. But I know shit that would blow your mind. I have a few particular events in life that have shaped me as a person. And thus have led to where I am now. Started acting in an amateur drama group. Which gave me confidence and an ability to make friends. Being in a violent relationship made me even stronger and made me stand up to people treating me badly in later years. Studying for 3 years at a very expensive university left me with a useless degree and a lot of debt. So that led me to nowhere. Where I am now. Mum got laid off. Now I live 2,500 miles away from all of my friends and I'm just waiting to graduate high school. My parents met. Got married. Bumped uglies. Made me go to school. Made me apply to the college I ended up going to. Applied for a scholarship. Didn't get it but got a research job. Got grad school out of it. Passed PhD qualifying exams. 6 years later. I'm graduating finally. Car insurance costs more than I expected. So now I'm donating plasma so I have enough money to make it to my sister's sweet 16 tomorrow. Was really lonely, met an awesome girl on Reddit, get best friends, spent a year together, spent every day together, tell her she should try to call a guy she likes, I'm really lonely again. Pretty uneventful until I graduated. My dad bought me a 2006 Nissan 350Z. I was ecstatic. Had it for about a year. I hit a 2013 Kia on the freeway while making a lane change without having looked over my shoulder. I'm totally at fault obviously. I think I'm in deep shit because my parents will be pissed, but no big deal because I have insurance. Find out my father excluded me from the insurance plan on the car he bought specifically for me. He forgot entirely about doing it. I don't find out until after I tell my insurance about everything. I'm grateful that my dad bought me such an incredible car and the accident was totally my fault, but I was pretty pissed that I wasn't told that I was driving around for so long without insurance. So now I'm in debt for about $4,000 on the repairs for this Kia. I've paid off about $600 of it so far. Now I'm just trying to get rid of that debt as quickly as possibly and get on with my life so I can start community college. Dropped out of college and was working a dead-end job living with my mother when she told me I needed to start paying rent. That was impossible with the money I earned. So I joined the USF and 12 years later I have seen several countries and quite a few states. Got a wife and 2 kids, own 2 houses and couldn't ask for more. College and a sudden loss about what to do with my life. I'm working at a place where I like what I'm doing. But job security sucks and the people I'm working with aren't the greatest people. It's disheartening sometimes. I wish I hadn't graduated. Open bracket. Born and raised in Kansas. When I was 3 or 4 my dad robbed a bank to get money to pay a lawyer to help take my sisters and I away from my mother, who was cheating on him with a big time drug dealer. Dad caught by police. Prison sentence of 40 something years. Grandparents adopted me. Graduate high school. Go to welding school. Work at a farm equipment manufacturing plant for a couple months. Join the army. Get through basic. Break both legs and back at 8. Get medboarded out of the army after finding out I may have brittle bone disease. Go back to college for information technology, networking, and telecommunications. Marry girlfriend. Get job at radio station to make ends meet. Here I am. Biggest life changes were bankruptcy, lost almost everything, then shortly thereafter a horrible divorce, lost what was left. Negative effects of those 2 events lasted 20 years. I was praised for as long as I can remember for my intellect. I got overconfident. Failed as a result. Lost confidence. Lost all my mental strength and attended therapy in order to be able to walk through a city without wondering whether or not I could die by jumping off the building I passed by. I never undertook a serious attempt though. And while I was close to falling prey to depression, I never quite fell down there completely. I dropped out of college as a result over this summer though. So now I'm looking for work as I used up all my days as job student. Life's hard because I sometimes still wonder what could have been if only. But I'm doing my best and so far I'm doing quite fine. I just hope to find a full-time job in a warm office rather than working in a cold factory in shifts. Waking up at 4:30 sucks. Went to college for math education. Got hired to teach Comp C, which was a side interest. I now parallel my teaching salary doing high-end data recovery because an external hard drive died on me and I successfully harvested data. Single now. Was dating a girl for 5 years. She called it off. Currently super happy and just returned from a cross-country motorcycle trip from NY to CA and back. Currently talking to and dating a gorgeous amazing woman and loving the pace we're moving at. Parents moved out of Argentina to Colombia when I was 17 at 19. I followed my parents to the US, Los Angeles. CA, at 21 drafted into US Army, my 22nd year spent in Vietnam at 23 back in the States, got married to someone I barely knew, big mistake, yada. Yada. Yada at 34. My daughter was born. I made a personal vow not to leave the marriage until she was an adult at 47. I changed careers from auto truck mechanic to computer programmer at 55. I left my wife, worked in high tech at different levels for many years. Many jobs. Retired at 65, now 70. Enjoying retirement and spending time with my grandkids. Life is very good though I haven't treated, by choice, prostate cancer. I ride bicycles almost every day. I'm just back from 20 miles around the Monterey CA Bay on a sunny glorious day. My girlfriend, 65 today, will come see me tomorrow and we'll have good times together. For the young guys I say, 70 is not bad. You can feel almost as good as when you were 40. Tomorrow. Who knows? But that's life. Isn't it?